Hello, good morning, and welcome to another episode of the Private Practice Podcast. I'm so happy to be here. And yeah, I know this is like a surprise episode, so I don't know if I'm going to record one for Saturday or not. We may end up calling this one the Saturday one. I don't know. But I've got 85 kilometers on this highway ahead of me. And I'm feeling inspired to talk with you about something. So I thought I would. Okay, so here's the thing. Um, when I came away last time to Daylesford, which was, I realised only like 7 or 8 weeks ago, which doesn't sound like that long, but seriously, like that 8 weeks in the middle, whoa, I'm on fire in that 8 weeks. Like I do so much and I use so much of my energy and I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. But I also am very intentional that before I even do it, the next holiday is booked. So you know what's going to happen. I'm going to get home tonight and I'm going to be back online, check in with my dog's babysitter if she's got capacity for the next eight or so weeks, and yeah, taking my next break. It gives me the I don't know. It's like there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's not the right saying, because that's not how I feel. Like I never feel like when I'm working, I never feel like, oh, there's hope. It's not like that. It's just like I want to be very intentional about giving myself space, and I know I need to do that like in a big way, which for me means time, which for me usually looks like about 10 days. So yeah, it's like work your little butt off, because you're getting hyper focus and you're getting flow and you're a passionate creator and you love it and all these kinds of things. But at the same time, you also have to look after yourself. So yeah. But anyway, when I came away last time, I shared with you about the breakthroughs that I had been having. So quick recap. I had bought from Empress and the Wolf on Vincent Street in Daylesford. It's like one of my very favourite shops to go. I don't think I've ever visited and not purchased something from there. They have like crystals and crystal jewellery, but it's like nice stuff. It doesn't feel like you're walking into a trash and treasure. It feels like very nice stuff. It's all laid out beautifully. The girls there are lovely. Um, but anyway, I had bought a deck of Oracle cards last time. I hadn't been intending on doing it because I feel like I've kind of got enough and I'm a collector. So I feel like I've also got probably pretty much. I feel like I've got all of the decks, but I know that's a lie. They're making like thousands of decks a day. I can't keep up. So now I just collect the rare ones. But anyway, I was in there and I knew that I wasn't looking for an Oracle deck. I was actually just browsing. That's me. And I know now because my human design is a generator, my style, I'm sure I'm using the wrong word. But yeah, my style, my response style, whatever, it's to respond to things. So I really love to have a reaction to things, which is probably why I really enjoy doing the website audits. Anyway, and I was there and I was browsing and I saw the card deck there and I was like, oh, I don't really need it, but I always love working on money mindset, right? And I was like, yeah, I haven't seen a card deck around money before. This sounds interesting. They had an open, like, don't you love that when you go into a store that sells cards and they've got a display deck, and you can shuffle through them and see if you like them or not? Because sometimes, I get really attracted by the box and then I buy it, I'm all excited, and then I unwrap it, look through it, and I'm like disappointed. So anyway, I had a bit of a shuffle with the cards. I drew a card in the shop and was like, ooh, this feels like it's hit the nail on the head here. And so anyway, I ended up buying them. And the other thing that I did while I was away was journaled a lot. And I used the cards to inform the journaling. And then, as you know, I went and had that Reiki session at Phoenix Alternative in Ballarat with a lady there called Liv. And yeah, one of the things that came out of that was my guides told her guides or something that I should be, what we figured out was like journaling more, because that's how I would strengthen my connection to them or to, it's all energy, right? but I would strengthen that connection to source or the energy or to them or to my higher self or my soul or whatever language you want to use, right? And so I started doing all of that. And what ended up happening was it was like daily breakthroughs, big breakthroughs with my money blocks and with my money mindset, which was actually quite fascinating for me because I'd done all this work over the last few years on my money mindset, had money mindset coaching, had like so many different types of therapies to heal money wounds and money traumas and stuff like that. Like, I have done this stuff. I even became a qualified money coach, right? So I was very surprised that I was having all these breakthroughs, but at the same time, kind of not, because you can only process what's revealing itself at the time. Yeah. Anyway, huge money breakthroughs, i.e., realize I'm not responsible for every man and his dog's money. Like, and by me trying to anticipate all of that for other people so that I could, accommodate them, make their life easier, I was actually disempowering them, and disempowering myself and stuff like that. And so, yeah, massive breakthroughs. Anyway, so I shared all of that. And then this time when I've gone away, people have been sending me little messages on Facebook saying, "Oh, are you going to do a podcast on your breakthroughs from this trip?" And I thought, oh, I hadn't even thought of it. But I'm not even joking. Like, I can show you the screenshots. There's probably about 6 or 7 messages from people, like, I don't even know their names. Like, they're not normally in my community, I don't think, or clearly they are. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody who's listening if it was you and you're listening, but which you probably are. But it was names that I don't normally see pop up. So I was like, oh, okay. But because I got a bunch of them, I thought, all right. So now maybe there's like an expectation that I go away for my little breaks and then I share what came through. So I'm really happy to do this. I'm really happy to do this if you don't judge me, okay? If you don't judge me. That's my only caveat. Well, do you know what? At the same time, if you judge me, I don't care. Because, yeah, I mean, we all judge, right? And we don't all admit it, but yeah, we judge. Like, I was in a shop today and yeah, I was making judgments about things, like actually about clothing because it was sports girl. But yeah, so I mean, I can't ask people not to judge. I know you're going to judge. I guess the thing is, I don't care if you do. Because yeah, you're entitled to your opinions and stuff. So anyway, look, I'm just going to share my journey. So it was the first couple of days. So I'm on holiday for 10 days and I came to Daylesford for 6 or 7 of them. I can't remember. I think it was like 6 nights or something. I'm going home today, but and I'm back at work on Monday. So today's Thursday. Anyway, so the first couple of days that I was there, I was saying to someone in Momentum, because she, messaged me and she was like, "Oh, I hope you're having a really relaxing break. Like, how are you feeling? Are you starting to feel refreshed?" And I was like, "No, like, I'm so pooped." I didn't realize how pooped I was. You know how sometimes you don't even realize that you're just kind of running on adrenaline, or in my case, hyperfocus, and then you stop. And it takes you like a couple of days to realize, oh, I really needed rest. So that's where I was. So the first couple of days were mostly about me just kind of resting a lot and not really doing much. Going for my drives, listening to music, doing these kinds of things. And I hadn't really done any journaling. I hadn't used my cards, nothing. And one of the things that happened was I realized pretty quickly after getting there that OMG, I've got a group call for Momentum and nothing to do it on, because turns out couldn't do it on my phone. So yeah, then I had to like grapple with the idea of, do I go and buy a laptop or not? And so I kind of sat with that for a day. So yeah, there was kind of this stuff that was happening. I did buy the laptop, by the way. I did. I went bought the laptop, very pleased with myself because like I managed to do a bit of a deal, and yeah, don't pay sticker price. Always say, what's the best you can do? So anyway, I got a little bit of a discount. That felt really good. But then because I didn't have my glasses, which is no surprise, I often just associate my glasses with work. So I leave them at home. But anyway, and then he was like saying to me, oh, do you need VPN, or do you need, antivirus, or do you need this or that? I'm like, no, good for all of that. I said, but I do need a cover because I don't want it to get scratched and everything. And then he said, yeah, sure, walk this way. I walked the way and he showed me some covers, and I was like, which one do you recommend? And he said, oh, I recommend this one. I was like, okay. So over his shoulder to me, it looked like it said $29.95, and I thought, it's probably not what I wanted to be paying for one of these things. But I was like fine with it. So I just said, yeah, okay, let's just get it. Let's do it. And when I went to pay, I said to the guy, oh, can you just tell me, like, did you apply my discount? He said, yeah. I said, oh, okay, well, how much was the cover? And it was like $99.95. I said, what? Yeah, lesson learned. Take your glasses next time. But anyway, it was fun. And I was feeling good because I had the laptop. I spent time at night in the spa doing Sudoku because it's something that I have found really helps my brain settle and calm down. Like, if I can do something like that, which sounds weird because it requires you to be very focused, which is so hard to do with ADD, right? But it requires you to be very, very focused. And that in turn requires conscious awareness and intention, and it's effort, right? It's a lot of effort to try and stay focused. And so when I'm doing that, my brain just kind of isn't really thinking about anything else. It's just a lot of energy and it tires me out. So I do that, and then I'll usually just go and have dinner and watch Netflix or something like that, just to, finish off the tiredness and then go to bed, and I'll just sleep like a log until 7:30 the next morning. That's what I do. But I had gone and got some books. I got a book on manifesting, which I thought was going to be an awesome book. Now, I've read so many books on manifesting, done so many courses, all of that. And after a while, they all start to sound the same, And I thought this one was different. And so I started to read it. And do you know what? It was fine. It was a really thick book. I don't know even why I'm saying that. I'm kind of proud of myself that I got halfway through it in a night. But yeah, I did. It was very easy reading, but probably also because I knew a lot of it. But anyway, so I read that, and I think that maybe that is in part what planted a seed for what I'm about to tell you, because I'm giving you the long story, right? And anyway, one of the things that I've been more intentional with, as you know, is my spirituality and my faith, and leaning into that more. And so what that's been looking like is in the morning, using my cards, asking energy, universe, source, team, whoever, to work through me, through the cards, show me what I need to know for the day in terms of my business. And then I journal on that, and then I take aligned action from that, right? Because you've got to have the faith and the trust plus the action, otherwise it doesn't work. A lot of people skip the action bit, but I'm no, you've got to take the action. And anyway, so I thought, yeah, I should probably start doing that a little bit more. And I sat down, I got out the cards, the Wealthy Woman Oracle deck, I got out my journal, my pen, shuffled the cards, did my routine, and the card that came up was, I think it was the Observer. And it was more about notice what you've kind of already got and prepare for, this, there's going to be this onslaught, this avalanche of, wealth coming your way. And I don't see wealth just as money, by the way. I see wealth as what it gives me, which is choice. So for me, that card meant there's a lot of choices that are coming your way. They're good things for you to choose. There's going to be more spaciousness for you, this, that, and the other, and maybe some more money too. But this wealth to me means how much freedom have I got, basically. So I worked with that card, and one of the things that it was kind of suggesting was like prepare yourself for like all the good stuff that's coming your way, which I spoke to you about before. But the card that I drew the next day was really around noticing what you've got and recognizing you're already abundant. And so I tried to be more aware. And this is the interesting thing that I want to share with you. And again, like, please don't think anything not nice. Don't think anything like not great. The only reason I'm sharing this is because I just been honest with you about my experience here. It's not to like upset you or make you feel bad or anything like that. This is all about me. It's all about me. Of course it's all about me. But anyway, it must have planted a seed, because that was a few days ago. And today I was driving. So I went through this big drive out to Ballarat. I went to the shops, and I was in the car for about 40 minutes driving. And as I was driving, I was thinking about the breakthrough and what I was going to share with you on the podcast. And I thought, well, have I had one? Like, I'm not sure. Have I had one? Didn't feel big, I'm sure there were lessons. There's always lessons, but like, did I really have one? And then I started to think about abundance, right? And I started to think about noticing it. And I realized, without realizing it, I thought to myself, well, look at you. Like, you just spent like a week, roughly, at this beautiful location. That's abundance. Like, you did that. You manifested that. And then I was thinking, yeah, and you're going to go and you're going to get this thing, right? I'll tell you what it is. It's just a blue cardigan, all right? It's a powder blue cardigan, and it's got some lemons on it. And I just really liked it for some reason. That's all. But I ummed and ahed at the start of my trip about going to get it. But anyway, I just decided I was going to it today, and so I've gone. And I was thinking to myself, and you're going to go and get this, cardigan thing, this jacket thing, like, that's abundance. And look at the ring on your finger. I bought from Empress and the Wolf the day I arrived. As I said, I wasn't looking for anything, but I saw a ring and I had to have it. I just knew that I had to have it. And the ring is not something I would normally get. It is, I can't even stop looking at it, and I don't even know why, because I don't even love it that much. But there's something about it that, I don't know, it's like magnetic. And it's a triangle shape, which I think is called trillion cut. And it's blue, like, I don't know, if you put blue food dye in some water, it's that kind of clear blue. And it's topaz. And I don't even know why I was interested in it. And then when I got home and I researched it, the blue topaz is a stone that you use to connect with, your higher mind to like your conscious mind to manifest. There you go, right? So I'm looking at the ring and I'm like, oh, there's some more evidence that you're abundant. Like, you went and bought that ring, which then made me think, and you bought those books. So I bought some books from there as well. It was a little bit of an expensive trip. I'm not gonna lie. And then I was thinking, yeah, you went and got a laptop. Like, you realized when you got to your holiday that you had this call and you wanted to honor it, but you didn't have anything, and you went and you bought a brand new laptop. So yeah, and you got a discount, like, you negotiated a discount on that laptop, and you negotiated a discount on your ring, and you negotiated a discount on your books and stuff like this. And I was like, OMG. The more I started to see it, the more I saw it. And this is when I had my breakthrough. I realized I'm abundant, not by the things, by the ability to get the things I wanted and needed. right? I had the abundance of choice. I had the abundance of being resourceful, right? So I'm very resourceful. Like if I really want to find a way to do something or get something or have something, I will make it happen. Like I know that. And it was through me, I guess, doing some of this other work. So I'd been doing that work earlier in the week around the abundance and trying to be aware of it and, pay attention to it and notice it and stuff like that. But don't you agree that sometimes when you hear things like that, it kind of like doesn't really land because you say to yourself, oh, well, I know this, recognize the abundance. But if you're in that space of not having enough or it's never enough or, once I spend that money, it's gone or things like that, it's a very restrictive space. And so the idea of noticing your abundance, for me anyway, was a bit of a challenge. And because I never felt it. And the reason I never felt it was because it wasn't in my awareness. And the reason it wasn't in my awareness was because I wasn't putting my intention to put my attention onto it. So what I was constantly seeing was the cost of things, not only financially, but what's this going to cost me in terms of my time, my effort, my energy. What am I going to miss out on if I, do this thing? And it would often leave me feeling like, okay, I get it. Like intellectually, you're saying if I want to experience abundance, I need to start noticing it. But I'm struggling to do that right now. What I would do is I would try and find things to be abundant for because that's what all the books say. Go and find something. Like even when you feel like there's nothing, like go and find something. So I would do things like, oh, there's an abundance of oxygen for me to breathe in. I never have to worry about the air coming and the air going. It just always, comes and goes. I don't even have to think about it. Oh, there's an abundance of sky. This is what I used to do. Anyway, I think what's happened is by doing this work with the cards are a tool, right? And that tool lets me then get creative and come up with a journal prompt for myself, and from that journal prompt unlock, unsee, experience things, and then take aligned action. But I think sometimes stuff has to shift in your subconscious awareness before it can then pop up into the conscious awareness. So I'm just wondering out loud now as I'm talking with you, like maybe I shifted something subconsciously early in the week and it just very quickly popped into my conscious awareness this morning. And that was when I realized abundance isn't something I'm wishing for or wanting to experience more of. Abundance is something I actually already have. I just had not been seeing it. Now, this is important because one of the books that I was reading was talking about identity, which you know how important that is to me. I talk to you often about identity is at the bottom of your results in your business, right? And not just your business, your life. The different things that you're pursuing and your hobbies and your interests, your relationships, your romantic relationships, friendships, all those kinds of things, right? Identity is at the core of that. And I believe that so much, which is why I spent $800 years ago trademarking the term success from the inside out, which now everybody uses, which is fine. But anyway, this book was explaining about identity, and I thought to myself, do you know what? I'm just going to have a beginner mindset here, and I'm going to make myself some journal prompts from this and just see if I can do some work around the identity of the version of me that deliberately, intentionally, easily calls in the 100K in 3 months, because, I'm on that journey again. We're 2 weeks into it. So, yeah, still got 6 weeks. No, 6? No, 10. 9 or 10 weeks I've still got, right? that I thought, well, why am I saying 3 months? Like, why don't I just say two? Why don't I just see if I can do it in 2 months, which is about 8 weeks? And let's deduct the 2 weeks that have already been and gone. So now I've got 6 weeks. And I'm thinking to myself, can I do that? And I felt excited at the thought of trying to do it. I felt really excited. I know it's going to be a massive stretch. And, all my stuff comes up because I'm thinking, geez, I'd love to be able to do it, but could I? Can I? I don't know. I don't know. It's just me over here. And, I'm busy. Like, I've got a life. Like, I've got things to do. And, can I? I don't know. All of this. And anyway, so I knew it was a good goal based on that, based on the excitement that I felt at the possibility of it coming true, and based on the fact that I felt like it's within my reach, right? It's a massive stretch, but I love a challenge and I'm very competitive. So I wrote up this journal prompt that said, who do I need to be in order to call in this 100K in the next 6 weeks, right? Who do I need to be? So the identity, right? And it was so interesting because guess what? This is the breakthrough. I'm writing, and as I'm writing, I'm saying, well, I need to be, what was I saying? Oh, the version of me that makes this 100K, that receives this 100K. She's like, she knows that it's coming. She knows it's done. And she knows that, yes, she has to take a little bit of aligned action, but she knows it's done because she put the intention out there into the world, into the universe. And she leans into her faith and she knows and she trusts it. But she doesn't leave it there. Like that version of me that does it regularly, does other things. Like she makes decisions. And so she decided that she was just going to make this money. And that decision making then allowed her to look at what she needed to do. And, she goes about her day and she's feeling like pretty good because it's been taken off her plate. There's no pressure on her to try and figure out how this money is going to come. So this version of me that just puts the intention out there, believes that it's going to happen, believes that it will happen in divine timing, believes that she's going to get that 100K or something better, right? That version of her where it's been kind of taken off her plate, well, now she's just being herself. She's not wearing makeup and she's taking pictures of herself and she's sharing them. She's sharing personal insights. She's been really helpful for people. She's been available to support people and help people, stuff like that. And then I started to think about, well, what's she known for, this version? And I was like, well, because she's like so at ease with everything and she just gets to be herself and she can just be present and joyful and in the moment, she's got a vibe. And, people like to be in that energy. People like to be around that vibe. And, what was I going to say? I've just lost it. Yeah. So I'm not distracted or anything like that. I'm just there. I'm present. I'm in a good space. It's magnetic. It's attracting people. And people like to read what I'm writing. I'm not writing anything for selling. I'm not making big offers. I'm not doing all of those kinds of things. Clients just reach out to me when it's right for them to see whether or not I am taking on new clients. And, there's just no pressure. And I'm known for my energy, this version of me, and this version of me, she's known for being honest. She's known for being like brutally honest, ripping off band-aids, all those kinds of things. She's known for not holding back, but the intention she has behind it always is, okay, this is the situation, this is the deal, and now here's what we need to do to fix it, change it, move forward, make it better, improve it, get you that result. So it's always coming from that space. And people love that about that version of me. And then there's the other thing, what was it? That, yeah, I like to talk about things like manifesting and quantum jumping and stuff like that. And I don't apologize for it. I'm just like, what you see is what you get. And yeah, if you listen to my podcast or read my stuff, you're going to get some of that because it's who I am, right? It's my identity. And as I wrote that, I realized, OMG, I already am the version of me that manifests this 100K. There's nothing for me to become. It's about me being more of. You see what I'm saying? It's not like I always used to think, oh, what I don't know. Like I used to think, like, who do I have to become? What does that version of me think? What does that version of me do? How is that version of me being? But as I was writing out all of this stuff about what I think, who I am, who I'm being, and things like that, it dawned on me that I'm describing how I am right now, which was a massive breakthrough because it showed me you don't need to do anything else. You're enough. I know, right? It's a mic drop moment. And that's what I'm saying. Like, don't judge me. Like, I'm not bragging. I'm not big noting. I'm not like talking myself up. I'm just sharing with you like what it was like for me to, like what my process was and what I, my insights and my little, lessons and stuff like that is what I'm sharing. Because I want you to be able to have this stuff too. So I want you to know what it actually looks like, not what they say it looks like on Instagram. I want you to see what it looks like. And so this is, and your story is going to be different to mine, right? But this is an example. And so that was massive, realizing that I already had the identity. And then I got excited. And so the next prompt that I made for myself was, what's this next version of me doing, right, in order to call in this money, this 100K in 6 weeks or something? What's she doing? And I was like, well, not much. Like, I know I've got ways that attract clients. For example, it's the podcast and it's me just being myself in my Facebook community and also on my Facebook pages, like my personal profile and my business profile. My business profile, I share stuff to, and I'll post stuff onto, so it's like up to date and stuff like that. But I do enjoy posting stuff on my personal profile that's a little bit more, less businessy, more me. And then I'm in the groups and I'm just always just trying to be helpful in the groups. And from time to time, like last week, I let people know, hey, Booked and Better is now available. You should definitely go and check it out if you're experiencing problems in the business and you're not sure how to fix them. So there were posts that went up about that last week, but generally I'm just there to help. So I realized rather when I was writing out, well, how did I do it? Like, what actions did I take? I realized all I need to really do is just keep doing more of what I've already been doing. Because here's the thing. Take, for example, practice momentum. Like, I never had a massive launch for that. I never did a 3-day workshop like I did for my courses or anything remotely like it. It just kind of happened organically. I think I sent an email or two and mentioned it on my podcast and stuff like that. And then boom, people started coming. So yeah, I realized I already have a strategy that works. My strategy is, number one, just being myself. Number two, being on one or two platforms. So when I realized that, it then meant that I could get off Instagram. So I'm off Instagram. I went and I was going to delete my profile altogether, but then my higher self was like, probably don't do that because you might change your mind in the future and you might want to start it up again. Like if I'm going to run ads or something like that, maybe I'm going to have to start it up again. So it's better to have something there to fall back on rather than have to start from scratch. So I've deactivated it. And straight when I did that, it was like, oof, that felt good. That felt good. So it's one less thing that I have to do. And then that fed into my mindset and my belief of, well, it gets to be easy and you get to simplify it. Like it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to be doing more to get the things that you want. And then this all made me remember a book that I read once. I don't remember whose it was, but it resonated with me because it's like how I see business in terms of success comes from the inside out. I think we hear that phrase now, like it's in the vernacular. We hear that phrase now, and I don't know that we really stop to think about what it means. So for me, what it means is it's your identity first. So if I was going to say to myself, okay, set this challenge, you're going to do the 100K in the next 6 weeks, old me probably would have said, okay, so the goal here is 100K and you've got 6 weeks to do it. What are we going to do? And I probably would have I would have identified what I wanted, then I would have figured out the result, then I would have said to myself, once I achieved it, I would have said, oh, look at you, you're amazing, you're this person who can do this thing, right? So I would have based how I saw myself, my identity, on my result. That's not good because that's you living from the outside in. That's you saying, I will feel good about me. I will know that I'm successful. I will know that I'm knowledgeable. I will know that I'm like all the things once I get this result. Once I fill that diary. Once I, get a wait list. Once I hire my next team member, then I will know that I'm a successful business owner. And this happens to everybody. I'm just sharing like my example. But here's the thing. When you flip it, you realize, oh, hang on, wait. In order to get the result, I need to see myself as being capable. I need to see myself as being worthy, good enough. I was going to say able to do it, but that's capable. Do you know what I mean? Like I need to have a certain set of beliefs that are going to support me in this. So you've got to have that self-belief first. From that self-belief, it's in itself not enough. You have to, you can't just think, oh, I'm capable, I can do it. I value myself, blah, blah, blah. You've also got to be able to take the steps. And that's where the process or the strategy comes in. The big part is the mindset. That's going to be like 80 to 90% of it. The process is going to be about 10% of it. And then you're going to get the result. But you'll get the result because of how you saw yourself before you tried. So if you are in private practice and you're struggling to get clients, hypothetically, maybe this is not your situation, but just for an example, and you're well aware of what to do to get them, but the story you're running is, this doesn't work for me, this never worked for me, here we go again, this is taking too long. The fact that it's taking too long means that there's something not working for me, which must mean something about me because it seems to be working for everybody else. So therefore, there's something wrong with me. Maybe it's that I'm not good enough. And so what happens is you try and use a strategy, but it's from that identity. That strategy is not going to get you sustainable results. I don't even know that it'll get you a result. I mean, there's always going to be exceptions. Sure. So let's say 5% of the cases, 5 out of every 100 people might have not the most helpful mindset and use a strategy and get a result. But by and large, the rest of us, no. if you don't think it's going to work, that strategy won't work. Because I'll tell you why, you will decide not to do it, or not to do it fully or properly. You will decide not to go 100% because you're thinking, well, what's the point? It's not going to work for me. So, yeah, I know Brooklyn says do a GP meet and greet this way and to follow, this approach. But I know it's probably not going to work anyway. So, yeah, look, I'll go and I'll meet the doctors, not do it using the strategy. And yeah, it's probably not going to work anyway. You come back, you don't get a referral, and now here we go with the self-fulfilling prophecy again. Do you see what I'm saying? Whereas if you went into that strategy with the idea of, you know, oh, I'm more than qualified to work with the patients of this medical clinic. I know the value of what I do in terms of the overall mental health and well-being of clients. And the reason that I know that is because I've got case studies coming out my you-know-what to prove it. And I've got so much client experience behind me, or experience that I got on my placements, or, random reviews that people have left on my Google, my business, stuff like that. I know that there's evidence there, or I get the evidence when my clients tell me how helpful it's been and what a shift they've had, and that they don't need this service anymore because they're now restored, replenished, where they want to be. So yeah, imagine then using that same strategy and going and doing the GP meet and greet. Who's going to get a client from that? I'll tell you who. It's a second person. This is what I'm saying, is identity all the time. And this is why we spend time on it at the start of the Momentum program, because even though it's a one-to-one coaching program, because I'm the coach that's connected to all of the women individually, I have a bird's eye view of what's going on for them collectively. And there are themes that definitely emerge from time to time. And at the beginning, one of those themes was around identity, like just not seeing themselves as business owners. And it was causing all kinds of commotion for a bunch of them with their business. So identity is key. So I wanted to share this with you because hopefully it's going to help you. Hopefully by hearing this and by hearing about my breakthrough of like just my experience there of, holy smoke, like I already am living as the version of me, and I already have the abundance, right? Already like really seeing it. Those things have been very affirming. And the other thing that I realized when I was doing my journaling was that, I don't need to buy another course to show me how to launch a thing or how to get a client or how to do this or how to do that, right? Like you might be doing. I'm just saying, like, I've been there too. And it can become a default, right? Anytime you start to go down that path, it can be your undoing, because you can find yourself thinking, oh no, now I've come into a plateau with my business. I'm hitting a brick wall over here. I don't actually know what to do. I'll go and buy another course. And it's usually something you don't do, or it's like not a full solution or whatever, or you don't even log into it, as has been the case with some of my courses. But what I realized when I was doing my journaling was, and again, it's so obvious just when I say it out loud, but the realization, the penny dropped for me was that, well, you've already done it before and it wasn't a fluke, like you did it. So of course you can do it again. So looking at past evidence gave me the confidence to know that, hey, I can do this again. I didn't do it in 6 weeks, but I've certainly done it in 90 days, which is what started me on this whole journey, this like personal quest I've got. So that's what I'm inviting you to do too. Look at, if you're not, everything you see in your business is a manifestation of your past thoughts, feelings, actions, and behaviors. Okay. You took actions that were aligned with your mindset, your beliefs, how you saw yourself, how you saw clients, how you saw business. All the actions you took were in alignment with that, because here's the thing, it's very hard to take action if it's out of alignment. I mean, just think about raising your fees. If I said to you, hey, here's today's activity for increasing your revenue, just go and increase the first digit on your session rate. So if the first digit on your session rate is 1 for $100, go and change it to a 2 now, right? It happens. All your stuff's going to come up. That's what I'm saying. So identity first. It must be congruent. If you are trying to get results in your practice, maybe you're doing a course or you're having some coaching or some mentoring or something like that, and it feels like it's not really working, I would say go back and have a look at your identity, because a strategy is such a small thing. It seems to be the thing that everybody wants to focus on, but it's only a sliver. The juicy bit is going to be in you realizing, A, you can do it, B, you're good enough to do it, C, if other people are doing it, it's not a slide on you, it's there to show you that because there are other people doing it, it's doable, and if it's doable for them, why not you, right? Have a mantra. Why not me? Have that mantra. My mantra is, expect a pleasing outcome. This is how, I'm living. I just always expect things are going my way. I always, even if it doesn't look like it is in the moment, you never know. Like, there could be something bigger going on that you just don't know about, and it will reveal itself at some later point in time. Totally good. But yeah, if you're wanting to see different results in your business, it's going to require you to first get real with yourself, which is, it's hard. It can be ugly crying. It can be teardrops on the notebook. But do it, because in order for you to get the change, you're going to have to take different action. In order for you to be able to take that different action properly and fully and, confidently, it's going to have to align with you. If that's not aligning with you right now, it's because we've got a mindset issue. So we need to clean that up. And that'll be, you're running old stories somewhere that you've picked up along the way, which is totally fine, but we just now need to process them and work on them. So does that make sense? So in terms of, what were the breakthroughs that I had this trip away? The breakthrough really happened yesterday and today. It was realizing that, okay, I in this situation, I already am the version of me I need to be to have the thing. And also realizing that I have evidence that I can do this because I've done it before. So I know I'm capable, which now just gets me to the last little thing that I have to do. I'm saying little thing. It's not a little thing, but it kind of sounds like a little thing. Like when I say it, you're just going to go, oh, that's nothing. But it is. It's big. You have to decide. And here's why. It's because when you make a decision, that's when the action follows. If you're just kind of wishy-washy about it and you're thinking, it's something I really want, but I don't know. Yeah, it will be nice. Oh gosh, if only I could. If that's, you can't just have that. You've actually got to decide this is happening. Because when you make that decision and you get that, okay, this is happening, now it's down to brass tacks. What are we going to do? How are we going to do it? That's when the how becomes visible. Okay? And yeah, you're going to need a how. You will need a process, because even though, I believe that, you've got to have the intention, but you've also got to take aligned action. I also believe that at the end of the day, it's not really down to us how we're going to receive things in our businesses. I do believe in the universe. I really, really do. And I feel like there's always something bigger and better just around the corner or that's been organized for you. So if, for example, I was trying to, I'm like, oh, I'm going to like really try so hard to call in this 100K in 6 weeks and prove to everybody that I know the way and all of this. I've just forgotten my train of thought. Sorry. Anyway, I can't even think of what I was going to say. I've lost it. All right. It's me, right? It's a Brooklyn moment. So, yeah, I guess I just want to, that it's, if I'm trying to do that and the result doesn't happen, I'm totally done with that. Like, that's totally okay with me, because I also trust that it wasn't meant to happen for a reason. Now, that reason could be anything. That reason might be, maybe I'm not in a position to hold on to the money right now, and I'm likely to go and spend it on buying a new car or something frivolous, right? And maybe I need time to go and figure out how to receive the money and how to hold it so I don't spend it. Maybe I need time to figure out how to raise my financial set point. Or maybe it's just not the right time because it's not the right time for my right clients. Maybe they're going through some stuff at the moment, so it's not the right time for them. I get it. It's all good. So I'm totally detached from the outcome. So yeah, I wanted to share that. So as much as I do believe you have to take action, the reason I believe that you have to do that is because I do believe in energy and the vibration. And I think that when you're investing time and energy in doing something that's going to help you bring about a result, it sends a vibrational message out to the quantum field that, oh, okay, look over there, Brooklyn's working on this thing. She's taking it seriously. All right, how can we help her along? And I think you just become a magnet then for opportunities that wouldn't normally come your way, or experiences that wouldn't normally come your way, or tools that wouldn't normally come your way, or people or mentors or things like this. So I think that's the function of taking that aligned action. But at the end of the day, I could be doing my process and it might have nothing at all to do with how my clients find me. Maybe my clients, maybe I get 10 people all enrolling all at once because they saw a YouTube video that I posted 6 years ago or something. Not saying that I did that, but I'm just giving you an example. So it had nothing to do with my now strategy. My now strategy is important because it makes me feel like I'm being productive, I'm doing something, I'm in forward moving action, which my masculine energy really loves. But I think the bigger thing is that it's good because it's giving the quantum field the signal that, yeah, this is what I'm focusing on now. And as you know, what you focus on grows, what you focus on expands. We see this all the time in Practice Momentum. Why do you think I get the ladies in there to track their numbers? When they track, they grow. When they don't track, guess what? No growth. No growth. It's like total stagnation. And again, that's coming because I don't want to track my numbers because I know the numbers aren't going to be good, and then I'm going to feel bad about myself, and I'm not somebody who tracks numbers because I'm not someone who's good with private practice, and I still don't have a fully booked diary. And here we are back at that foundational point of what I was talking to you about a moment ago. It starts with identity. So yeah, that was my breakthrough. What do you think? I would love to know your thoughts. Just send me a comment. You know how to do that. You can just leave a comment in the show under, on the app, or you can tap me on the shoulder in in Facebook, or in Facebook message, or you could send an email, support@brooklynstorm.com. But yeah, I just wanted to share it with you because you were saying like, oh, what were the breakthroughs? So yeah, this was the breakthrough. And the other breakthrough that I had was it's just kind of a personal one. And I don't know if this is something that you're interested in trying for yourself, or not, but I will share it anyway because it's just what I'm doing. But I'm strengthening that connection with energy or source or myself or my soul or, whatever, my team, by connecting daily. And one of the fun things that I am doing at the moment is I'm saying, like, guide me in the direction of the thing that I need to see, touch, taste, feel, or experience today that can help me achieve this goal, right? Do this thing. And in fact, quick side note, this is what I did yesterday. So I was out and about yesterday and I set that intention. So I got out of the car and I was just walking around, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to just stop for a second and set the intention. So I did. I connected, and then I asked a question, and then I just let myself continue on. And I was walking around, and then it's all unfamiliar. I don't know where I am, what I'm doing. And then I round a corner and I see this great big sign, and it says hair washing menu. And I thought to myself, what? And it had a whole lot of things. So you could, like, get your hair shampooed, or you could, like, get your hair shampooed and have a scalp massage, and and a neck and shoulders massage. And I was like, what? Yeah, okay, I'm doing it because I love when you go to hairdressers and they shampoo your hair. Like, it's so nice. And, like, they do that, like, 10-second massage. It's so good. Like, I feel like saying to them, I'll give you like $5 for another 5 minutes. Like, just keep going. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I went in, and it was so funny because it turned out to be at one of those places where you go to get your nails done. You know those places, ladies. You go and you get your nails done there. It was one of those. And you know how they've got the room at the back where you would normally go to get your eyelash extensions done or your waxing or something? It was in there. And I'm laying down, and she's got like a proper hairdressing basin. So I'm laying down. There's a little thing to put my head on. My head's literally over the basin. And it was amazing. She washed my hair, and she put the shampoo in it, and then she gave me like a face massage for probably 10 minutes. Then she rinsed off all the shampoo, then she did conditioner, and then I got like a 30-minute scalp massage. It was so good. And then it was like neck and shoulders while I was still laying down. You know how they do that thing where they like hold your head, like they cradle your head with one hand, and then they sort of massage your neck and the tops of your shoulders with the other. And it was heaven. And then when it was all over, my hair was obviously dripping wet, and she's like, oh, come over here. And I went and sat down, had no idea what was going on, and she straightened my hair for me. And you know what? The whole thing took about 90 minutes ish. And I mean, I honestly don't know, but I think it would be 60 minutes to 90 minutes. I'm going to say it was about 90. And yeah, I was in heaven. And I remember laying down as it's all happening. And I just remember thinking, thank you. I'm receiving this right now. Because I realized that maybe it's not about like, what's the next thing I need to do? Maybe it's about just be. Like, stop thinking you're going to do all of the things. Maybe you just need to be now. So just be. Let somebody else take care of things, and you just be. And so I let myself be held in that energetic space, and it was amazing. And I loved it so much. And I want to go back. And I will be going back when I go next time. So anyway, that's my little story of my little breakthrough. And I hope that it's inspiring and helps you. And yeah, thank you so much for listening. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye.